Rappler brings you PH Vote, your one-stop site for everything you need to know about your candidates, from local to national. On election day, we take it a step further with features you won't see anywhere else. Read up on your candidates one more time on Rappler's interactive profile pages. Watch real life as it happens on our stream, Rappler's news, video, and photo stream. Report violence, intimidation, and bribery to VoteWatch. Help track the PCOS machines with PCOS Delivery. Join any of our Google Hangouts and let your voice be heard. Tell us who you're voting for on our mock Rappler poll. Know how people feel about the candidates through our social media analytics. And at the end of Elections Day, find out how your candidates are doing. With direct access to COMELEC's real-time data, Rappler will release the results of the canvass for the national, party list, and local races. Be an informed voter. Join the discussion. Vote smart.
Today on Rappler, the Commission on Elections, COMELEC, opens the source code of ballot counting machines for local review. The Bankers Association of the Philippines asks the Supreme Court to lift COMELEC's money ban.
We think that vote buying really got a boost because of automated elections because they could not manipulate the results.
And COMELEC spokesman James Jimenez says vote buying increased because of the automated election system.
Hello, I'm Maria Ressa. Welcome to Rappler, your social news network. Commission on Elections Chair Sixto Brillantes Jr. presents the source code of precinct count optical scan machines, the PCOS machines, 4 days before the May 13th polls. The local review of PCOS source code begins Thursday. Poll watchdogs have long demanded to review the code, the master blueprint of the ballot counting machines. Brillantes receives the code from the US-based Dominion Voting Systems, which previously blocked its release because of a legal battle with Venezuelan firm Smartmatic. Brillantes says the source code review by political parties, quote, is not a prerequisite for the midterm elections. He adds, it will not show that these elections will be credible even to the contending political parties. On Wednesday, Brillantes faced the Supreme Court in oral arguments over the source code. NAMFREL Chair Corazon de la Paz Bernardo says there won't be any time for a review of the source code.
The source code is available for review, but obviously those who are interested in reviewing them, political parties or other interested parties who might qualify to review, will not have the time to do it before the elections. They supposedly can do it after. Now, that's a contention, that's a question of law. So some people might want to present that to the Supreme Court.
Senatorial Bet Richard Gordon told the High Court the election should be deferred without a local source code review. President Benigno Aquino says the Commission on Elections can't impose the money ban without his approval. On Thursday, Aquino criticizes the poll body for imposing a resolution that limits cash withdrawal in an effort to curb vote buying. Aquino says the resolution may have an adverse effect on economic activities. He adds, the proposal is likely a shotgun approach that may stop vote buying, but will also halt a lot of activities that you don't mean to disrupt. The Bankers Association of the Philippines asks the Supreme Court to stop the Commission on Elections from enforcing its money ban. The association seeks a temporary restraining order from the High Court after COMELEC issued Resolution number 9688, which limits cash withdrawals to 100,000 pesos from May 8 to May 13th. On Thursday, the poll body amended this, exempting those who regularly withdraw more than 100,000 pesos. COMELEC Chair Sixto Brillantes says it's up to the banks to decide who will get exempted. The poll body amends the money ban after criticism from the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas. The BSP says it was reluctant to implement the ban because it violates the country's laws on bank secrecy. Commission on Elections spokesman James Jimenez says the 2013 midterm polls are important to demonstrate COMELEC's preparations for an automated election system. He says voters have higher expectations after the first automated polls in 2010.
But now, since everyone's seen what went on in 2010, they have a lot of expectations. They have a lot of ideas on how it should have been better. It should be better. It should have been better. And as a result of that, a lot of people are more actively talking about it. And certainly, this elections, of course, will be very, very, I think, important in the sense that it'll prove that the first elections were not a fluke.
Jimenez says the money ban was an effort to curb vote buying. He says the resolution might have been better accepted if it was introduced gradually.
It might have been smarter, I think, in hindsight, for the COMELEC to field this suggestion softly and slowly, gradually over time. Get input on it from the wider range of the public, not just from people who deal with these things largely in theory, but to get a feel of how the society at large would react to it. Then perhaps it would have had a better chance.
Jimenez also says vote buying increased because of automated elections. Poll watchdogs say the trend moved from retail to wholesale vote buying.
We think that vote buying really got a boost because of automated elections, because they could not manipulate the results. So if you can't manipulate the results, the most logical thing would be to manipulate the input to the results, which is the voters.
Yes. Businessman Dindin Reyes' hold on Negros Occidental politics is being challenged. Carmela Fonbuena reports.
Negros Occidental is the Philippines' sugar capital. It is home to rich hacienderos who export sugar to Europe and the United States. These hacienderos also control local politics under the leadership of outsider turned kingmaker Dindin Reyes.
All the politicians here in Negros, he treats us very fairly. He doesn't ask for any favor. What he wants is for the good of the province. And I think everybody likes him.
Elections used to be boring in Negros. Government positions were decided not so much by the ballot, but in meetings of Dinding's party, the United Negros Alliance or UNA. But in an unexpected twist of events, Governor Freddy Marañon decides to seek re-election in defiance of Dinding, who had already anointed Vice Governor Limao Alvarez as gubernatorial candidate.
The problem started when the governor, Marañon, changed his mind because he promised and that he is not running anymore.
Only fools doesn't change their mind. 19 mayors persuaded me to run and they endorsed me. So that was the turning point why I decided to run again.
UNA breaks apart, and for the first time in recent history, candidates are facing serious opponents. Allies are fighting former allies. Friends are fighting friends. Negros politics is changed. The split puts on the line Dinding's clout as political kingmaker of the province that fuels his influence in national politics. Negros Occidental's 1.6 million voters, the country's fourth biggest voting population, is a bargaining chip he can offer national politicians.
Even senators, they are even to the point of begging for the endorsement. Here in Negros, I think it's only Ambassador Juanco who matters.
Marañon says he has grown his own political network, capable of defeating his former patron's machinery.
It's a big challenge, it's an uphill battle, but as I have said, it is the people that supports me, the grassroots, those that have benefited on my program.
The elections here in Negros Occidental is more than just a battle between two former allies now at each other's throats. It is a test of Dindin Reyes' grip on this vote-rich province. Carmela Fonbuena, Rappler, Negros Occidental.
Here's a quick wrap of the latest election news around the Philippines. In Iloilo, a grenade explodes at the residence of former Justice Secretary Raul Gonzalez in Barangay Quintin, Salas, Haro early Thursday. Gonzalez says the incident could be political harassment because his son, Raul Jr., is running for congressman in Iloilo City against the Liberal Party's Jerry Trias. In Kalinga, 2 soldiers are killed and 6 injured after armed men ambush a group transporting ballot counting machines Thursday. Members of the Philippine Army's 17th Infantry Brigade were on their way to the towns of Lubuagan and Tinglayan when the incident occurred. The armed men are believed to be members of the New People's Army. In Bulacan, the Regional Trial Court issues an arrest warrant against San Rafael Vice Mayor Cipriano Violago in connection with the murder of Bulacan Criminal Investigation and Detection Group operative Rafael Bartolome in May last year. An initial police report at the time of the killing says Bartolome was, quote, set up and killed after he responded to a friend's call inside a subdivision. In Camarines Sur, 3 witnesses file a vote-buying complaint against the Villafuerte slate. The witnesses say local candidates of the Nationalist People's Coalition distributed envelopes containing money during a campaign sortie on Monday. Villafuerte is running for governor of Camarines Sur. In Leyte, re-electionist by Mayor Carmen Cari denies allegations her family is involved in the failed assassination of her rival, United Nationalist Alliance candidate Marilu Galinzoga. In a press conference, Cari says, quote, why will we kill her? Maybe if she was winnable. Galinzoga claims Cari's son sent men to kill her on Monday. She is the Cari family's first political challenger in 32 years. In Caloocan, police arrest alleged supporters of 1st District Representative Oscar Malapitan for stealing files from a local Commission on Elections office on Wednesday. Police say the files contain the computerized voters list. The 4 suspects claim they wanted to verify the names of voters on the COMELEC list. Well, let's now look at Rappler's Wrap for today, a list of the 10 most important events around the world you shouldn't miss. At number 2, opposition leader Anwar Ibrahim asks Malaysians to join a nationwide protest tour against elections he said were stolen from the people. Speaking to supporters, Anwar says, we will continue to struggle and we will never surrender. The huge turnout ups the ante in the opposition's campaign to paint the elections as a fraudulent victory for the regime that ruled Malaysia for 56 years. At number 4, American astronaut Buzz Aldrin, the second man to walk on the moon, says the United States must lead the way to build a permanent settlement on Mars. Speaking at a conference of space experts, the 83-year-old says the U.S. needs to begin, quote, homesteading and settlement of Mars. His call for U.S. leadership in the space race to Mars lines up with plans to send the first people to Mars in the 2030s. And at number 9, Ariel Castro, a 53-year-old former school bus driver, is charged with 3 counts of rape and 4 counts of kidnapping. Castro is the owner of a home in Cleveland, Ohio, where 3 women were rescued Monday after a decade in captivity. The women were in their teens or early 20s when they disappeared. For the full top 10, visit Rappler.com's The Wrap. Every story on Rappler has a mood meter which gives you 8 emotions to choose from. Click how you feel and your vote comes down to the mood navigator in the middle of the front page that crowdsources the mood of the day. It also gives you the top 10 stories that have gotten the most votes on their mood meter. These 10 stories have affected the way our Filipino readers feel. If we take a look today, we have choosing a senatorial slate, moving up to the upcoming elections. This is by Dean Tony Lavinia from Ateneo School of Government. You've got 17% inspired, 66% happy. The Supreme Court stops the liquor ban extension, 44% happy because of that, but 27% angry. And the story that's gotten the most number of votes, 3 Philippine schools in global university rankings. You have 30% inspired and 54% happy. The green takes it for the mood of the day. Today, most people are happy. Well, that's Rappler's Newscast for today, Thursday, May 9th, 2013. Visit Rappler.com and watch our newscast Monday to Friday. Tell us how you feel on our mood meter and help us crowdsource the mood of the day. I'm Maria Ressa. As we say at Rappler, tomorrow begins today.